Please welcome to the stage the brilliantly talented Lewis Cornay. How are you? Oh my God, hey.
Oh my God, hey.
How are you doing, Lewis Cornay?
Had a horrible day. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, it's very nice to see you here at MickeyJoTheatre Live. We met for the first time doing a Spongebob Squarepants beach clean.
Yeah, that was really worth it. Yeah.
It was.
I was really happy we did that.
Yeah, and I think there's some environmental problems still, but I think we fixed most of them.
I think we did it. I think we finally did it.
Yeah. The impact of that one afternoon beach clean has been felt very strongly.
All across the world, I would say.
Yeah.
And I was so grateful for getting up so early to do it as well.
Yeah.
I was really happy. Yeah.
It's the days you dream of as an actor.
Yeah. I thought, this is why I did this job.
Yeah.
This right here. Yeah.
Who saw the UK tour of SpongeBob Squarepants?
Ooh.
There you go. Which, Lewis, of course, you starred as SpongeBob. But we're going to go even further back and talk about the early days. I do want to ask about your first professional job. Can you please let everyone know what that was?
My first professional job was Michael Banks in Mary Poppins.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, round of applause. Thank you.
That is correct. Your first professional job after drama school.
Oh.
Well, you've been training, you're
God,
living the
sorry.
dream, and you're like, this is
So
why.
much.
This is why we do what we do.
Yeah, that was, and I said, let's not bring it up, but thank you. It was Paw Patrol Live. Another round of applause for that, I think, actually. Thank you.
Were there songs in Paw Patrol Live?
Yeah, there was, actually. Some might call it a musicale. It was all on a track. So actually, if you ever went wrong, the track would keep going.
Oh.
So it was like a treadmill, and you could
High stakes at Paw Patrol Live.
High stakes. The audience could feel it. That was the energy of the show.
For years afterwards, you're doing jobs and saying, do you know what, it's still easier than Paw Patrol Live.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, most jobs are. Yeah. We did like three shows a day a lot of the time. But we did Wembley Arena. So, yeah. And I really wanted to say hello Wembley, but they wouldn't let me. Yeah.
What character did you play?
Ryder. Who else? The boy. The lead. Of course.
It's at this point I realise I don't know Paw Patrol particularly well. This is a dog who did... What's...
No. I was the boy. Oh. So I'm the boy who looks after the dogs. Duh. Yeah, so...
This is really the content that people come to MickeyJoTheatre Live for.
Let's talk about nothing but this the whole time.
I know, I like it though, because I think there's a lot of actors who've probably done those kinds of jobs who don't necessarily talk about them.
Yeah, I shouldn't shun it so much because it was we had like so much fun, and it was I think I was still in my third year when I got the job as well, so I did it, and it was like I felt really cool because I got to like leave early to do Paw Patrol. So it was actually an amazing like step in.
You were at GSA?
I was at GSA.
Yeah, because when I was at the University of Surrey, there were...
I think I knew that already.
Sorry. We didn't cross paths
no,
during my time.
Really,
you were at GSA,
really
and I was doing strange student... I was doing the last 5 years with an ensemble, and...
Bring it back! How does that work?
There is... I will talk about it later. Yeah. There were lots of...
What did you study? Music?
No, I was doing math. This is the wrong way round, because I meant to be asking you the questions.
How was your childhood?
We'll chat about it later over a glass of Chardonnay. What I was going to say is when I was there were a couple of girls who had to leave in their third year to go do Les Mis from GSA.
Yeah, that was a real thing.
Yeah.
Not I.
Yeah, and you leaving to do Paw Patrol Live is
same
almost
thing.
the same thing.
Yeah, we all have our strong points, don't we? Yeah.
But also, who knows Andrew Rannells of the Book of Mormon? Played James in Pokemon Live.
Really?
That was a thing, yeah.
I see that.
Yeah, Broadway star Sherry Renee Scott of the last 5 years played the female love interest in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No way.
Yeah, the clip is actually, it's quite a profound performance. You can see it on YouTube. It's quite moving.
I have a history of obviously playing cartoons, don't I?
You do?
Yeah.
You do. I was not meant to spend this much time on Paw Patrol Live. We're going to bring it back, because you've done a lot of exciting work since. I think the first thing I saw you in where I was really like, oh my God, what a talent, was John and Jen at Southwark Playhouse with Rachel Tucker. Anyone caught that one?
Yeah. Not many people did, so thank you.
I mean, it was an intimate little space, and it was the two of you giving powerhouse performances.
Yeah, full, like Rachel Tucker belting in The Little at Southwark Playhouse is an experience. It's amazing. It came out of the back of COVID, didn't it? So I think and there's a whole live stream thing of it as well, which is really cool. But I got the audition through, and I wasn't going to go because I was like, it said like a soldier on the thing, and I was like, who's going to cast me as a soldier? Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But then they did cast me, and I actually, in the audition, it went really well, if I say so myself. And I was like, I left the audition and I was like, oh, that was actually so much better than I thought. And I did it. I didn't know Rachel was in it, but they said like a West End name was in the show. And then Rachel was just there and we had to do this like big argument in like this duet. And she was literally like doing the tongue thing, like in my face, like, ha, like that. And I was like, oh my God. And then I left and they chased me down the street because they wanted me to come back. Oh. So, yes. Anyway.
Setting the new bar for auditions.
Yeah, they said, screw Rachel, we want him.
You're now walking out of
John
the room.
and Jen.
Walking out of the... Yeah, play both. You're now walking out of the room, every audition, check, like, are they chasing me down the street?
Yeah, it's never happened again. But
am I
just
being
always
pursued?
Yeah.
I mean, it works because the subtext of that moment when, if you don't know in John and Jen, it's a two-person show, and in the first act, you and Rachel play siblings, and in the second act, you play her son.
Yeah.
And both called John.
Yes.
And the subtext of that moment where he goes to war is that you think, oh, he really probably shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
So I think it's perfect.
They added another layer on the subtext.
Yeah.
Subtext to that because they were like, yeah, he really shouldn't be going to war. Yeah.
So to chat about the Spongebob of it all,
yes.
How do you, as a serious actor, approach playing an iconic sponge? It's a valid question.
It is a valid... Actually, I feel like I've thought about this in the past. I think, well, the thing is with it is because obviously I knew the Broadway version. I hadn't watched the recording, but I knew it and I was obsessed. And so it was more tricky to make sure that I wasn't copying Ethan Slater. And sort of, so I purposely went, like when the auditions came about, I from then onwards, I didn't really like listen to it or watch any of that because I didn't want to do an impression of somebody doing an impression.
Yeah.
So, but then in terms of approaching actually playing SpongeBob, I just looked at all the similarities between me and him. It's really funny saying even him. I don't know why, like me and Bob. And we're actually very similar, I think. So I think so. I just looked at like all the things that I enjoyed, like all that, like the heightened versions of myself, just making those like more heightened. And it was basically an excuse to do like all the things that I would want to do on stage normally, but I wouldn't be allowed to.
Uh-huh.
I just went absolutely wild, and I had like a headache every night after the show.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
and I had to just lie literally in a dark room every single day, and then like rise for the show. Like Jesus, this is your day. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it was a beast. Do you think it's the hardest role you've ever played on stage?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And it also was hard because it could be a thing where people are just running around screaming. And we had Fabian Eloise here tonight. But Fabian always said, we're treating this like it's SpongeBob at the National Theatre. And as much as that's hilarious, it's actually so true because we had to treat the scenes like a play, or any other musical, basically, and treat the characters like, what is my character's motivation? Like, what are the obstacles? Because it actually is set up in a way that it ticks all of those boxes. So it was difficult in that aspect to find all those things. And then, obviously, just like physically and my voice, it was just so hard.
Did you meet kids at the stage door afterwards, as SpongeBob?
Oh, not dressed... Well, I always had my yellow hair because that was a nightmare to get out. So, I did meet a lot of kids. A lot of kids would be really confused, though, because they were like, who are you?
Who's this man?
Because I don't think they understood. It was the same on Paw Patrol. It was like, I'd be like, hiya, and they'd literally be like, so I don't think they understood, especially when I was like, hello, and they were like, you should be like, hello, and they were like, who are you?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so sweet. It was so, so sweet.
I've seen you at many of the country's finest regional theatres. I saw you in Sheffield doing She Loves Me.
Yes. Oh my God, you've seen it all.
I know. I see a lot of shows.
Get a life.
Yeah. This is it. This is the whole... This is all
my dream.
I do.
Your life is my dream.
Yeah. But you did that one on... Did you ride a bicycle in that show?
I sure did.
Yeah. And whistle down the wind on a motorbike.
Yes, but a metaphorical motorbike, really.
Yes, because it's a very small space. It's the Watermill Theatre.
Yes.
I don't think they're licensed to have an actual engine inside of that.
They probably find a way.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't yet, but I love both of those shows so much. Yeah, Whistle Down the Wind, a lot of people did come to watch it. Crucible was another common theme. It was coming out the back of COVID, so it was another one that I meet a lot of people that were like, oh my God, I really wanted to see She Loves Me, because it looked like... the Grand Budapest Hotel as well. Ben Stones did the design, and it was gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, an amazing cast with you in that one. Alex Young.
Yeah, so good.
Was in that,
so
and
good.
was that Thaxton? Was David Thaxton?
That was Thaxton. Yeah, that was him. Yeah,
I've never met
now
him.
on Broadway.
I call him by his surname.
Yes.
I have no idea.
He's a Thaxton.
No idea.
Thaco.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's great. The whole cast was so good, and it was like they really treat you at the Crucible like you are a family. Like, and that sounds really cringe because a lot of theatres say that, but they do it. It's gorgeous.
All of this building to the very important question, having done onstage bicycle, metaphorical motorbike, would you be open to Starlight Express?
No.
But you're so, like, rusty from Starlight coded.
I feel, yeah. I imagine, like, I did audition, I didn't. I mean, sure, why not? I haven't seen Starlight, actually, so I just feel like maybe that's just, like Common Lucy needs to get some range, because it's like there's too many sort of, they all exist in the same realm, don't they? Cut to me next year, announcement, Lewis Cornay is Rusty in Starlight Express.
In Starlight Express.
I have seen actually a long time ago, and I was like, what, this show is so random. Did you see that thing when Andrew Lloyd Webber as well was at the What's the Stage Awards? I'm guessing you were there.
Yeah.
And he was like, this show is, what did he say?
It's not the best, it's not the best, I was in the press room not being allowed to talk to him, but it's not the best show, but it's here.
It was
or
so
I can't even remember what the end of the sentence
Everyone was. Like, huh? It was so good, yeah.
I think he was just trying to be self-aware about the Singing Train musical, which is hilarious because then you go to Germany where it's been running there for 37 years and they're like, yeah, this is the best show. This is...
Yeah.
Like a third of the country have seen it. It's a huge thing. The next thing I was going to ask you, my brain is now just full of singing trains, but going to a slightly more legitimate theatrical place, you then toured the country again in The History Boys.
Yes.
Which, did anyone see The History Boys on tour? We have some. It's a musical theatre room.
Big fans in the house.
Yeah. And you played the iconic role of Posner.
Yeah.
I'm not a stage performer, but if I was, that's like dream role territory.
Yeah.
How when that opportunity came up, when that audition came through, how exciting was that?
Oh, it was so exciting because I wanted to do plays for so long, but because of the musical theatre thing, it's a bit more difficult for people to take you seriously. And so when I saw that they were doing History Boys, I was like so excited, and I remembered watching the film growing up. I never saw the play. And I was like, oh, there was a character when I watched the film that I was like obsessed with. And then I read the play. I was like, oh, it's this one. I need to be in for this one. I need to be this. And then, in the audition, I remember doing the sides and everything, and then singing Bewitched, Bothered and Bewildered as well. And it's just like, I was like, I will be so pissed off if I don't get this part. Oh. And I did, so thank God for them. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, it was this huge play when it was first produced, and it had this incredible...
20 years old.
Yeah, and it had this cast of all of these people who would go on to be like stratospheric, huge screen talents, like James Corden and Dominic Cooper and Russell Tovey and Samuel Barnett. And amazing people.
It was quite daunting for all of us to like step into those shoes as well. Yeah. Because I'm a really big fan of Sam Barnett, so I was a bit nervous about that.
But it was great because you felt like such fresh versions of those characters.
Yeah.
Like you were a very different version of Posner, and Teddy was a very different version of...
Teddy's here as well.
Teddy, the amazing Teddy Hind.
Teddy Hind.
A very different version of that character as well.
Yeah, I think the text is so good that it allows for like... I think in rehearsals, it's such a beast of a play, and it took a long time to put together, but we realised that you could make like 10 different choices in a scene and it would still be the right choice because it's so watertight the way it's written. Yeah. So there's so much space to find the characters within that.
In many ways, the opposite of Paw Patrol.
Yes.
Just freedom on the page.
Yeah.
One thing I know about you is that you were a very stagey musical theatre kid. Obviously, did Mary Poppins at a young age. Are there people who did that show at the same time as you who are now also adults in the industry?
Well, is this a trick? Do you know when?
No, it just occurred to me to ask.
It's a trick?
Because Carrie Hope Fletcher had done it like a few months before you joined, I think.
Yeah. Oh my God, honestly, the deep dive that you do.
I was on a
Wikipedia, yeah. I'm sure there are. Charlotte Spence is a really successful TV film actor. Poppy Lee Friars is a really successful... You know that Torval and Dean? Did you see that there was a Torval and Dean?
I know Torval and Dean, but I don't know what you're talking about.
She was on Dancing on Ice. No, there was a Torval and Dean biopic TV thing. Anyway, She was in that. Charlotte Steele, who was Jane Banks with me, she's in Remember Monday.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, big fan. Big fan.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's amazing. I don't actually... Oh, well, Rob Madge.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we did it at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you and Rob Madge have like a playful recollection of being like feuding children.
Yeah, I was so jealous of Rob because I really wanted to be in Oliver and I never got it, no matter how hard I tried. I really wanted to be in Oliver.
You weren't in Oliver?
No.
You could almost be a child in Oliver now
I
in the
think-
nicest possible way.
I think it's time. That wound is never closed. I'm so angry about it.
Do you want to give us the iconic line and then we can give you some feedback?
Oh, no, I think that's a bit...
Is that too fresh?
Like,
it's too fresh. It's too
something
recent.
sexual about saying that as an adult. I think it's icky.
I didn't think that far ahead, but you're so right, actually. Let's not
Something
go
about
there.
that with like the...
That's too... That would be a bad idea. There was another question that I was going to come back to before all of this. Oh, yeah, when you were that musical theatre kid, what were the dream roles you were thinking about at that point? And have you now decided, actually, that's a horrible idea? Or are there some that we still need to chase down?
I'm trying to think of like what was on when I was growing up. I always wanted to be Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors. And that's still that one isn't going anywhere. That's still a big dream. So if anyone wants to make that happen, please do.
You'd be perfect for Seymour in Little Shop of
I
Horrors.
know.
Yeah.
Rusty in Starlight Express. No, it's an amazing role. Just to say that makes it sound like I'm being like, what a horrible role. What else? Oh my God, there was stuff literally like, which is stuff that won't happen.
Have
like
you ever
Tony in West Side Story. I wanted to be Tony in West Side Story.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to be, oh my God, me and Grace, who's in the house tonight, we used to sing, we used to do Miss Saigon in the living room, and I was Chris and she was Kim. And I don't know why that hasn't happened yet. So, yeah. Chris is Chris, right?
It is Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got any problems with that? Yeah. I see it.
I think I have some...
We all see it, so, yeah.
So, like I said, you would be such a great Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors.
My like ultimate dream is, and this sounds a bit cringe as well, but is to like do original stuff. So that like maybe Bok. I auditioned for the film for Bok as well, but Ethan got that. The other SpongeBob.
How different your life would be,
right?
If you were.
But imagine me and every other guy.
I know.
That would. How would that work?
I was suddenly like, do I finish this sentence?
No,
do I make that joke?
No. I don't know why. I don't know why I was even. It was very nice to be seen. Nice to be seen. But yeah, as much as it'd be lovely to go into long-running shows like I did Book of Mormon and stuff like that, it's not really. Once again, I'm saying this, and then tomorrow announcement: Lewis Cornay in a long-running show.
Yeah.
But like the dream is original stuff, and even with most of the things I've done, even SpongeBob, at least that was the first version in the UK, so it was like I could put my spin on it. It's all about ego, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Massive ego.
Well, a thing that people may not know about you if they've seen you on stage is that you're also an up-and-coming musical theatre writer.
Yeah.
Writing your own stuff as well. So that original show that you do may be one of your own.
Yeah, there is a one-man thing that I'm starting to develop at the moment, which is kind of inspired by SpongeBob and somebody who can't escape SpongeBob. That's something at the moment, very meta.
Sounds dark, yeah.
Dark. It's meant to be funny, but sure. Yeah. I find it funny.
And you're being profiled. You're one of the spotlight artists at Beam.
Yes, I am.
Next month, which is a biannual musical theatre conference. If you know nothing about it, but you follow me on YouTube, you're going to hear me talk about it a lot.
Yes.
So that's still to come. And yeah, just talking about everything you've been doing, because you've done a lot of writers' residencies, and you've won awards, and you've done
won a few awards. Yeah, I juggle a lot of different things. Yeah, but Beam will be great. I can't wait to be there and meet all the other writers.
Yeah. When did you start writing musical theatre style stuff?
I think when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I used to create Lego sets as well, and sit for hours. And then those Lego sets were for the musicals that I had written. I wrote a musical called Run. I can't remember what it was about, but I just remember it's called Run.
Again, very
Bring
intense.
it back.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I feel like also not obsessed with Grace Moa, but I feel like Grace probably sung musicals from things that I'd written when I was 14.
I love that because Grace Moet workshops every new show that's ever being developed by anyone. And
it's because
started
of me.
young.
It's because of me. Yeah. All of Grace's success is because of me, actually.
And we're going to hear one of the songs that you have written right now.
Yes, we are. Yes.
You're going to sing a song for us now.
Yes, I am. Okay.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about this song while I do some staging?
Yes, please. Yes, so this song I performed, which I think you also came to watch, MickeyJoTheatre.
At the other Palace?
Yes, from The Curious Case of Lewis Cornay, which was a show which I wrote basically all about different points of my life. And I wrote a song from the perspective of me at, I think it was like every 5 years. And so this song is called One of the Boys, with a Z. And it's a song which I think is probably me about 13. Everything in the show was true. Yeah, I'm going to just leave you with that. I think that's enough information. Yeah, it's called One of the Boys, and this is me at 13. I'm at the bottom of a bundle of boys. The noise is overpowering, and so's the need for showering. Who cares? Not I, not them, not we. 'Cause we are the boys, and I'm one of the boys, right? I can't feel like most of my limbs, struggling to breathe, but I'm sure I can achieve it. This is banter, oh my God, isn't this fun? Overcome with camaraderie, every single one of us is happy and normal and normally happy. Nothing is a front, we're all just happy, happy chappies. We love tits and boobs and tits and yeah, oh yeah, we are the boys, so you better beware. I'm one of the boys, I'm one of the boys. I'm so glad to be a lad, 'cause life is safer when you're one of the boys. I'm one of the boys, I love boys. I mean, I love my friends, no homo. I'm not gay, I'm not gay. I must admit, I miss the time before our teens. We'd all watch High School Musical and not ask what that means. We all love Gabriella, but Ryan was too gay, so we'd watch WWE and then pray the gay away. The friends that were my friends are still my friends, but well, they're different. They mock me loudly when they think I'm coming off as different. They can smell a rat, or maybe that's just Lynx Africa. They gather round and point at me, have a good laugh, Rica. But it's banter, well, isn't this fun? Even when they kick me down the hill, I'm overcome with camaraderie. Compadres, come on, chase me, don't be shy. Give me a black eye, I don't mind, 'cause I am one of the boys. I'm one of the boys. I'm so glad to be a lad, 'cause life is safer when you're one of the boys. I'm one of the boys, I love boys. I mean, I love my friends, no homo. I'm not gay, I'm not gay. But today I must admit I lost my shit a little bit. I saw red when my friend fled with my phone. A Pingu ringtone I was playing on my Nokia brick. He took the mic, called me a prick, and ran with it quickly up the hill. So I chased him with no thought of getting caught. I threw him to the ground and I found myself punching him over and over till my knuckles were throbbing, and he ran off sobbing, and I sat there sobbing. Is this banter? 'Cause my body is shaking. My nervous system's bruised from the mixed signals it's taking. I've tried everything to sing their tune. I've even changed my voice, 'cause school is shit if you are a boy, but not one of the boys. I'm not one of the boys. I've tried playing football, but my step touch is a step ball change. I'm not one of the boys. They call me Panto 'cause I'm so flamboyant, but I know like some teenage type clairvoyant. One day I will find the boys who love me like I love them. Ooh. But I'm not gay. Thank you.
Oh, Lewis. Lewis Cornay, everybody.
For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!